and that's how you lose weight because of the glycemic index.
Those are a lot of big words.
Glycemic is basically your blood sugar.
Surprisingly, I actually understand what the fuck he's saying.
Yeah, so
I feel smart right now.
I hate treadmills. Every gym owner, any independent gym owner would, if they could, would like to take the treadmills in the parking lot and burn them.
Bro, I got weird about it, this thing.
But
First I'm like, I don't really care. Like, who gives a fuck what people think? And then I'm like, oh shit, I fucking care. Oh God.
Every day, hey, can I have this? Can you give me some of this? Like, money-wise, like, give me some more money for this.
What did you do? Did you give it to him?
I'm broke, dude. What am I going to give her?
let me ask my dad when I get home.
That's exactly what I was like. Let me ask my stepdad.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Chad at All Roads Lead to the Gym here at Indy Fitness. We have Marco today from behind the camera, in front of the camera this time. I always told him he had a face for radio. Then we got my boy Nicholas Otto Assad. He laughs every time I say that. We call him Otto. No guest today other than we're going to learn a little bit more about Marco, but he's usually here. He's just on the other side of the computer. We have made it further than most podcasts. They usually, what percent?
I could be wrong. It says 75% or 85% usually quit after 7th or 8th episode.
And we're there. So
we're at 9.
So we have officially made it.
Yeah, made it past the 75, 85%.
So thank you for all 3 or 4 of you who watch and listen. I think that, we're going to have a lot of variety of topics today. I want to talk a little bit about every former guest we had and what we took from that. I want to talk a little bit about fitness. I want to talk, different exercise plans. People have asked me, if it's all roads lead to the gym, how come you really don't talk about exercise that much? Well, we're going to do that today. Disclaimer, none of us in this room are certified trainers. However, at least a couple of us have spent enough time in the gym that we feel like, there's times when I see trainers teaching people how to do things wrong.
Yeah.
So, I've been in this, I've been lifting weights since I was in high school, and I'm 50 now. So, obviously I didn't lift straight through, but I've been around the gym off and on my entire life.
I just started.
So. I am, Jim.
Yeah, and you've been around fitness your whole life, so we know a little bit about a little bit. Don't claim to be experts, so consult with a doctor or anything before you start a workout program, because I'm not going to be responsible for you coming out here and killing yourself.
Marco threw up the other day.
Yeah, I did. Did you hear about that?
No, I did not.
Oh, yeah.
So we told people from when you started, we paid for personal training sessions for you to kind of get you started. And we promised the listeners that we'd give them updates on that.
Yeah, so originally I was at 245. Now I'm at 228.6 last time I checked.
0.6.
Yeah,
that's heavy.
0.6. I got to be precise.
So do you think, what part of the gym play in that?
Shoot, literally probably like 85% of it, I'll tell you that. Because I still eat like shit.
Yeah.
Like, it's so hard for me to eat good. I'm eating more than I did before, because before I only ate 1 time a day. And it was like the end of the day before I went to go to sleep. I would eat, go to sleep.
Bad, not good.
Terrible. Mm-hmm. And
good for me, bad for you.
Yeah. Now I'm eating, 3 times a day, a couple snacks here and there. And it's weird because I'm actually losing weight by eating a little bit more than I used to, than just eating one big time at one point at the end of the day or whatever. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, food thing, still not perfect, but the gym, 85% of it really helped a lot. Not even just by losing weight, but gaining energy to do anything at home. Yeah. Like, I didn't want to do shit. Like, I I didn't feel like getting up and taking out the trash.
It's crazy to me how that works because and it does work that way. Days when I can't work out, I was out of town for a good week, and I was in a situation where I could not work out, and everybody said, well, that's just an excuse you could have. I mean, I had more important things to do than work out, but I felt like crap the entire week. Because I didn't get my blood pumping, I never got my energy up, and the first couple of times you feel worse, right? Mm-hmm. So like you come in here, you work out, you're like, God. The next day you wake up, you're sore, you're tired, you're hungry, and that's where people quit.
Yeah, I mean, there's a high percentage of people quitting before even entering the gym.
Yeah,
they think about it and then they don't want to go. But yeah, I don't know. I was different though. I used to work out a lot back in high school when I had weight classes and stuff like that. So I was used to being sore, being tired, or pushing through something. Because I used to try to max out on squats almost every day. It was terrible. Don't ever do that. I have fucked up knees for it. I can't even. I mean, it's like popcorn every time I'm moving. Most of the time, winter times, it's hurting down my kneecaps. But yeah, I got used to it pretty quickly just because of high school. The really hard part is just getting out of the house and going. That's like the worst part for me. Is just like fuck. I mean, my head's like thinking of so many excuses. Like,
so
I gotta throw out the trash, or
you work out in the evenings generally.
Yeah.
On weekdays you work out in the evenings.
Yep. But if I don't, I know what you're saying, because if I, if my schedule was different, if I went home for a couple hours, I'd probably be like.
So you leave work and you come straight to the gym.
Yep.
So for me, I have to work out in the morning. Weekends are a little different. I have a little bit more availability, a little more free time on the weekends to come when I want. And I work at the gym on Saturday afternoon. So I come in. I'm supposed to work at 2. I usually get here about 12:30.
Eat.
Me and Julie have lunch because she works in the morning. I work in the afternoon. We have lunch, and then we both work out. She goes home, and then I take care of the gym. But for me, the having to come in, I have to work out in the morning because in the evening with the job that I have, my day job, I never know what's going to happen. And then a lot of times I'll come here, and like you said, if you go home and start to chill for a little bit, it'll be a wrap. So I got to come get it in first thing in the morning. I'm usually here I leave my house no later than 6 a.m. It's about an 8-10 minute drive, get here. And then I try to get it in. I've been trying to, so let me tell a funny story about being stuck under the house.
Oh, yeah.
So,
that was our first, it might have been one of our first FaceTimes because you don't have an iPhone, but you seem to figure out how to get me. You picked the Snapchat and.
How did I get a hold of you?
Snapchat video.
Okay. So, long story short, I have a crawl space. I have like a partial basement crawl space that's up about 4.5 foot. It's about this tall.
That I wouldn't get into.
And about this wide.
Because it was tiny.
And I was doing some electrical work. No one's home. I actually called my wife and said, hey, I'm getting ready to go under the house. She was here working. So I'm getting ready to go under the house. If you don't hear from me in about 20 minutes, give me a call and see what's up. So I go under there. I ran the wire that I needed to run, and I go to get out of the hole. Now, getting in was not a problem. I fit right in there. When I came out, I had a kitchen chair set, a dining room table chair set at the bottom of the hole because the ladder's too tall, it covers the hole, and the step stool I have is too short. So I put this chair up there. Now, keep in mind, over the last 15, 16 years we've lived there, I've been in that crawl space 50 times.
Yeah.
I went to get out. I came out feet first. That's how I've always done it. And I got stuck. Like my stomach, literally my belly got stuck on
You couldn't go forward either?
Well, that's what I ended up doing. I said, I'm just going back. Like I tried really hard to get up over the hump. I really felt like I was starting to suffocate. It kind of scared me a little bit. So I just crawled back under there. Of course, for some reason, I don't know why. Maybe because I was under the house, blocked by it's a brick house. Had no phone service.
Oh, shit.
So I'm like, shoot. But I did have internet. So I looked Otto up on Snap, hit a call, and I said, hey, I'm stuck under my house. Can you come help me? He's like, yeah, I'm on my way right now. And I was like, just relax, bro. I'm just chilling under here.
I'm
Like,
just chilling under.
I got my phone.
Scrolling.
I was watching I don't know, like one time I watched a Judge Judy court case. And so now they pop up in my feed every once in a while. So I was just like a 20-minute Facebook video.
So
on,
Otto coming down, look through the beanhole, just sitting there chilling.
Bro, I literally I didn't know where that hole was, and so I yelled something, and I didn't get an immediate response. But then I started hearing what sounded like a show or a reel or something. So I just kind of like followed that around
Follow
the
the
corner,
reel.
and he's just like chilling. He's just, "What's up, bud?"
And then he looks under there and he's
"What's
like,
up, bud?"
what are you doing in there? There's snakes and spiders.
Yeah, I'm like, bro, you're tripping, bro. Like, you better hire somebody for that shit. I don't want nothing to do with that.
So I had to have him lift my legs up so that I could slide my belly out.
Oh, man.
Which was kind of like I needed it to happen, really, because it was a wake-up call for me, like starting to get out of hand with the weight. So
I thought this was gonna, and I like panicked because the last time I tried to help you, assist you through some, we almost fucking took some shit out and fell and.
so right after a few weeks back, right before that, my foot surgery, me and Otto were installing a water fountain in
Oh,
the
yeah, I
aerobic
seen the
area.
video. You sent it to me.
Did I?
Yeah,
you sent it to me.
You wasn't supposed to send that to nobody.
Oh, he didn't send it to me.
So he goes to help me up, and apparently he was not expecting to have to help me that much, and we kind of fell into
Dude,
the
he
wall.
dead weighted me, bro. And then he,
No, okay, so I probably didn't see the whole thing because I seen him like almost fall and you catch him.
no,
he
I
caught
didn't
me.
catch. Did I? I didn't catch you.
We fell against the wall, like smashed it.
Like we teeter tottered, and then like got ourselves. We were up enough to the point where as we both fell back, we just thankfully didn't fall into something, but we knocked shit over and fucking.
and I had that walking boot on, and I think I kicked you.
Dude,
with
he
it.
like leg up, just wham right on my toe. I'm like, oh shit.
So the moral of the story is, though, when I had to get my fat ass belly got stuck in the hole, I'm like, that's it. I'm going to start eating better, and of course now my foot's healed up a little bit. That I can do a little bit of walking and decent amount of distance, not real fast, but I can do some couple 3 miles or so. So that next morning I was like, okay, intermittent fasting. I ate that night. I didn't eat again until 11 o'clock the next day, but I got up and came in here. It's a Monday, so that would have been legs day. I did a couple of miles, and then I did my normal leg workout. Went to work, and I had lunch at like 11:30, and really wasn't that bad. Like I'm a person who eats breakfast every damn day.
Yeah.
I don't skip breakfast. I probably haven't skipped breakfast in years. But I did this entire week.
Every time you do like one of these things, I fucking starve. I'm like, oh great, we're losing weight. You know what I mean? Like, bet we're back to losing weight again. Like,
because nobody brings in any food because it's like I got this little portion.
I'll bring
That's-
some home cooked food for you.
bet.
All right.
That's my cut and bulk season. Is like whenever he
He's like,
chooses.
chooses to be on the diet. It's like, well, guess I'm not fucking eating today.
We're going vegan. What?
So, and the other thing too, on top of intermittent fasting, and I'm probably going to get somebody who knows a lot about nutrition to tell me this is horrible, but I'm also like really, really lowered the carbohydrate intake. I heard this doctor talking, and he said, and I can't remember all of them, but one of them that I definitely remember is he said it was titled "The 3 Biggest Lies I Learned in Medical School," and he said the biggest lie that he learned in medical school is that a calorie is a calorie, that it doesn't matter if it comes from protein or carbohydrates. He said that's the biggest lie because a carbohydrate, your body takes it in and stores it as energy. protein, it immediately uses it to build and repair muscles or to give you energy or whatever. And so calories are not all created equal. Now there's science to that. You need carbohydrates to help carry the protein to the muscles to repair it. But when you have a body type like mine, an endomorph, you're very carb sensitive. Most endomorphs are very carb sensitive, meaning if you eat carbs, they store in your body. It's very efficient. Like if you think about it, it's funny. You get a car that's really efficient that gets like 100 miles to the gallon. Everybody's like, "Oh man, that's sweet. You got a car that gets 100 miles to the gallon." When you got a body that gets 100 miles to the gallon, that's looked frowned upon.
Yeah.
Like yourself, I mean, you can literally eat 5,000 calories a day, right?
Bro, endless. Like I can eat and then like an hour later just eat again, and an hour later just eat again and again and again. It's never enough.
I used to be like that. Like in high school, I used to be able to eat however much I wanted, and I would never gain weight. I would stay at like a little bar of, it was like 170 to 175 maybe, and it would just stay there. It don't matter how much I ate, it never went up.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I'm at 210 right now.
Some reason after hitting 1920, it was just like sloop, let's get fat. I don't even know what changed.
6 months ago, I was at 220, and I was like, bet I'm fucking climbing. You know what I mean? I'm trying to get to like 240, 235. You know what I mean? And then ever since, like, I don't know, it just went down to 210, and no matter what I do, bro, I'll get like 211 back to 210. 211 back to 210. I'm like,
you want to change? We'll change body weight.
Bro, I'm trying. I want to be
now.
a thickin'. You know what I mean? I'm trying a big ass neck and shit. Like,
so with your knees. So I know we're talking about a lot of wild stuff, like just back and forth, but
that's the episode. It's
I know,
back and forth.
Yeah, back and forth.
That's what we're doing.
So one of the things that a doctor told me one time was when I had started to pack on a lot of muscle after I had lost a bunch of weight through cardio, and my knees were giving me problems like yours are. He said something to me that makes perfect sense, but I never thought of it. Is your knees don't know if you're carrying 100 pounds of gold or 100 pounds of trash.
Yeah.
It's still 100 pounds on your, 200 pounds on your knees.
Yeah.
So keep that in mind when you become a thickin', that, it does wear and tear on your joints, on your knees and your lower back, and just your whole body feels it. It doesn't matter if it's all muscle.
Yeah.
It still hurts. I want to go back to something you talked about too. I don't know a whole lot about this. I'm interested to know. So if somebody would like to come on in here and talk to us about it, I think it would be very interesting. But the people that eat one meal a day. So it's funny, right now the big fad is intermittent fasting, where you go 14 hours or so without food. And then you eat all of the calories that you would normally eat in that 9 hour or 8 hour window, whatever it is. Mm-hmm. It's called intermittent fasting. It seems to be working for a lot of people. But if you think about it,
it will give you like pooch belly.
5 years ago, they were saying eat 7 small meals a day, space them out over 2.5 hours, and that's how you lose weight because of the glycemic index.
Those are a lot of big words.
Basically your blood sugar.
Okay. Surprisingly, I actually understand what the fuck he's saying. Right
yeah, so
I feel smart right now.
Man, I'm gonna get off in the deep weeds, and we'll see if you have a hard time following this. Come ask me. I'll try to explain it the best I can, or we can find somebody who knows this stuff a lot better than I do. But every time you eat something, you always hear like when the parents take their kids to the grandparents' house, they fill them up on sugar.
Yeah. And
they're up here, and then they crash. So there's different kinds of carbohydrates. There's simple carbohydrates, and then there's complex carbohydrates. Mm-hmm. So like a simple carb would be a sugar, candy, cookies, and then like white flour bread, things like that. And then a complex carbohydrate would be like a long grain rice,
Yeah.
or a sweet potato,
sounds good.
or some whole wheat or multi-grain bread. And the difference is those simple sugars, they get in your bloodstream and they spike your blood sugar really, really fast because your body can digest them really fast. And that gives you the up. And then once it wears off, you have the down.
Yeah.
And then with the complex carbohydrates, what makes them, why they call, I've always assumed why they call them complex is because your body cannot digest them really fast.
Yeah.
It takes a long time to digest those. So you eat some wheat bread or multi-grain bread. The more whole grain you can get, the better, and it keeps your blood sugar at a constant level for a while before it starts to go down instead of that big spike and down. So when you eat a big meal, you don't eat all day, and then you eat that one big meal, man, your sugar's up. And I have a couple, my son-in-law and my soon-to-be son-in-law, they're both type 1 diabetics. Mm-hmm. Me and they were born with it. It's not because of their diet or anything. But they have both, I say that, at least one of them has talked about, and also a guy that I work with at my day job is also a type 1 diabetic. Said you don't have to eat carbs to raise your blood sugar. Mm-hmm. Protein will raise your blood sugar.
Yeah.
It's an anomaly. I don't know how it happened. How do you raise your blood sugar if you're not eating sugar? But your body, it doesn't raise it to the same levels that sugar would, but it indeed raises your blood sugar. Because if not, when I go, I can go 2 or 3 days with just eating meat. Like, it doesn't bother me to not eat.
I like meat.
Carbohydrates.
I like meat. I can't have nothing without meat. If there's no meat and there's no chile, I don't want it.
Chile.
It ain't going to be good. I'm telling you right now, you could ask my wife.
My wife knows that too. Like, she'll say, hey, I made some vegetable soup. And I'm like,
yeah.
Okay, well, I'm going to eat a sandwich.
Yeah.
I might have some of that on the side, but I've got to have the protein.
Yeah, that one time a day eating, I did that for 5 years.
Bro, fuck that.
5 years.
Pardon
And it's
my
because I worked
language,
at
people.
Road Safe. I worked at construction business, and it was like, dude, you get up at 3, 4 a.m., and you're working on a road in BFE, painting roads, pulling tape and shit like that, and then you don't even get a break until you get back to the hotel. Even if you took your lunch, you're in BFE. I mean, what are you going to eat, the grass? So I'd get back to the hotel, and this is why if you're going to do the fasting or whatever, make sure you eat the right stuff. Because I ate Pizza Hut every day. I mean, I swear, the points you get, I had like 1,000-something points.
I didn't even know you could get points at Pizza Hut. Like,
Hey, that changed the course of your life, and now you're trying to repair it from.
Yeah, now
that.
I'm trying to repair it from how fucked I made it back when I worked at Road Safe. That's how I got the little pouch on my belly.
That's how you get stuck
raped
under
you
your house.
and your wallet.
So now I've been steady. I don't even care how much I weigh, really. I just want to get rid of this little, everything stores low.
Bro, you got to be aggressive in that bitch, bro. You got to be.
I know. I did try to be aggressive. You know what happened? I fucking threw up in the bathroom.
Well, then you weren't aggressive on being aggressive. Like, you weren't pre-aggressive. You knew you were about to go in and do some stuff. You should have been hydrated,
dude,
all that stuff.
It was terrible.
what exercise was it that made you throw up?
What did he call it?
What were you doing? Describe this to us.
It's that one piece right there, like it's like right there.
Oh,
And you're like,
hip thrusters. No,
yeah,
just
like
kidding.
so you put your feet through, and then like you come down, and then you come up. I forget what he's called it.
You talking about like for your lower back?
yeah, to work out your lower
Made
back.
you throw up?
No, listen though. Listen. No, that's not even what. Like that was like what was like. I can feel it. Like I was about to throw up. But before that, I was doing like a couple other weightlifting and stuff like that. But I went to the back and I was flipping the tire.
There you go.
Yeah.
There it is.
The big one, too. I seen it in the video.
So at first it was a small one.
Okay.
Not the small one, but like the mid-sized one. And I was flipping. He's like, "You're doing that way too easy." And I was like, "Well,
At
I'm
least he's
almost."
pushing you,
I was
dude.
like, "Well, I'm almost dead right now, so I don't know what you mean by easy." He's like, "Wait till we come back." I was like, "Okay." And then we come back, and he's like, try this tire out. I just want to see if you could do it. Just try it. And I was flipping it.
Shout out Devin Patchett.
Yeah. If you can hack it with Packet.
I said Patchett. Packet.
Patchett. That's a new one.
Hatchet with Patchett.
Hatchet with Patchett.
If you can hack it with Packet.
Yeah. So I started flipping that tire, and it wasn't like heavy to me, but dude, it took everything out of me. Like as soon as I finished my set, I would do 3 down, 3 back, and as soon as I got done, I was super dizzy. I was like, he's over here talking to me about something. I'm like, yeah, uh-huh.
So
yeah.
I don't deadlift a lot.
Wait, did you throw up in the gym?
Yes, in that toilet over there.
Okay, that's cool.
So I don't
threw up on the floor.
I just want to describe the tire that he's talking about.
It's
I
vicious,
don't
dude.
deadlift a lot, but I know that today I could go out and deadlift in the 4s without even really worrying about it too much. That tire, now it's kind of a deadlift, but it's a little different because you're grabbing it from the ground instead of from however many inches up. But you're basically deadlifting that tire.
Yeah, you're using
And I sometimes get lightheaded flipping that big tire, the one he's talking about.
Yeah.
But we have a woman that comes to the gym in the mornings, Jaylene, and she will flip that tire from one end of the turf room and back.
Bro,
just
like,
nonstop. Blam.
Yeah.
Blam. And I'm like,
She made you look real.
Dude, I'd get
That's
halfway
amazing.
there, I'd pass out.
you know what I think was kind of cool about her doing that? She had walked up and I said, well, yeah, I saw you back there flipping that giant tractor tire. And I said, that tire is really heavy. I can barely flip that thing a few times and I start getting lightheaded.
How much that weigh? 300 pounds?
A lot. I don't know. But she just said to me, like, oh, like the thing is, she didn't realize it was that heavy because no one had told her.
Yeah.
And so once she found out, she was kind of like, really? That's hard? Like, it's amazing, like, how much the psychological part plays in it because no one had ever told her that she couldn't, that was too much for her to be doing. So she just did it. Yeah.
When you guys do your, like, max squats or benches or anything like that, do you guys try to do that? Is, like, psychologically play with your brain before you hit it?
You know, I've seen many people.
Because I've heard so many people talk about that. Like,
I've seen you do this as well. You're past it now.
What,
but-
psych myself out?
Well, when you
Only bench.
press,
Always bench.
I've seen this happen to multiple people. They can bench press 300 or 310 with ease.
Mm-hmm.
With ease. And then you put those 3 plates on each side, those 3 45-pound plates on each side. I went through it too. There's like a,
Yeah.
like, I can't do this. I can't do this. And it takes them a few weeks before they finally break through. And then they're like, okay, that was easy.
So when I was locked up, I wasn't as strong as I am up here. You know what I mean? I was stronger with legs and back and stuff, but the increments of going up in weight were that. It was 1 plate, 2 plate, 3 plate.
90 pounds.
And they're chained on. So, like, you got to figure it out. So I went for, like, years, like, with this 225, and I'm like, bro, I want to hit 315 before I leave. And I had, like, years to do it. But, like, all the homies, you know what I mean, who aren't as nice, you know what I mean? They're not like, oh, you got this, buddy. No, they're more like, get the fuck and get this shit going. And, like, I'm talking, like, a year and a half, bro. It would just crush me and crush me and crush me and crush me. And, like, it would mentally just, I'm, like, messed up from it. I'm like, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, like, now, and then now I can do it. You know what I mean? But, like, I still get a weird little, like you even said it, like how you prepare for it. You're gang banging up to the bench, dude. You know what I mean? Like, I'm more like, I'm like, all right, here we go. You know what I mean? Like, I can actually get hurt right now.
That's how I am when I do squats.
Yeah.
So in high school when I did squats, I used to go in increments of just 45s. Like, it's because I didn't know no better. I just went 45, 45, 45.
1 plate, 2 plate, 3 plate.
Yeah. And I went from, I think I had like 3 plates, and what is that?
315.
Yeah, okay, 315. I put it on my back, and as soon as I went up, I was like, oh shit, this is fucking heavy.
Remind me of a video we seen the
I
other
was
night.
like, oh, this is kind of heavy.
Yeah.
So I went back, and everybody's like, come on. And then, there was this fine little lady over here, so I had to be like, all right, I got to fucking hit this, she's looking at me. But I hit it, got up, and I was like, oh shit, that was nothing.
Yeah.
And they were like, put another plate on. That wasn't shit.
Yeah.
Put another fucking plate on.
You're
I was
like, yeah.
I was like, okay, fuck it, let's do it.
Crushed you.
Dude, I got it up there, and I came down, and my brain was like, you got this, you got this. Nope, you're fucking done. As soon as I was about to go up, I was like, oh God. And I was terrified.
So with
being that low
Yeah.
with that
Oh,
much
yeah.
weight on you,
You're
and you're
stuck,
just like,
bro.
you're in shock. You're like, okay, what the fuck am I gonna do now? Am I throw this off of me, or what? Is somebody gonna help me? Like
Yeah.
everybody was just standing there, like it was terrifying.
He wasn't ready.
No, and I like threw it off of me, but like I did it wrong,
yeah.
and it like still hit me as I was
Yeah.
coming down. Oh, dude, it was bad.
Someone
It
taught
was
me
bad.
like really early on the different ways to bail and to handle heavy weight with squats. So I'm like not scared of anything. Like I used to do weight way above what I can do, and then just like fight it coming down and like have the oh shit bars ready to go, and like that would jump my squat up, because most people go down and then they're like it mentally like hurts their feelings, but I would like purposely do it and just like fight it, you know what I mean, and like burn myself out that way. And I also learned how to throw it to where you fucking jump forward and fucking
Well, there's some science behind that too. Exercise science about the negative.
Yeah.
Like going down slow.
Yep.
First off, I want to say this because I've said this on one podcast before, but just think about that, what you did with 405 and Hagen Henderson last
Yeah,
weekend.
that was the question I
He
had for you.
deadlifted 930, or no, not deadlifted, squatted raw at a sanctioned meet 935 pounds.
Jesus.
Raw, no
Raw.
underwear.
That that was the question I asked you too. I was like, how in the hell does he lift that much by himself and
He
not
does
be
it all
scared?
the time. It's
That
so
is
funny
so
when
much
you show
weight,
it when
though.
they
Yeah.
show him at those meets, you know, and he's got a guy behind him and two people
He don't
and
even
four
need
people.
all that
and he
shit.
don't need all that.
Yeah.
I mean, even if he failed, he would just set it down on the safeties and walk out.
But that's why like he learned how to,
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
he's
Like,
very
yeah.
flexible.
he's not scared because he knows nothing's gonna go. I mean,
So
I'm an overthinker.
he
so
was
I'm
the
like, these
only
bars are gonna break or
only
something.
person at that meet to squat 900. He did it on his first and second attempt, I believe, or second, third. I'm not sure, but he did on bench press. He got a very severe, hopefully just a strain in his pec, and so he had to pull out of the contest. But man, he was right there with the big dogs.
This
Yeah.
was
I
I mean,
recently.
he was, last weekend. He was actually, I think, in the lead after squat, and then things kind of fell apart for him on bench. He hurt his, but he's going to take some time off. So get well soon, Hagen.
Yeah.
We'll be here ready for you, man. You're going to set some world records in squat. I have no doubt. Anyway, what I was saying about the science of negatives, I watched this video where they were. I think it was some kind of combine for football or college or something. Oh, I don't remember for sure, but the guy had to be able to do 2 or had to be able to do 3 pull-ups. And he had like 2 weeks before he had to be able to do them. He got up on the bar and he couldn't do a single one.
yeah,
And so they took him to this trainer, and the trainer said, how do you train someone to do pull-ups who can't do 1 pull-up? I mean, if I say, all right, well, the only way to get better at pull-ups is to do pull-ups, and you can't do one, then what are we doing? So he had a very strict schedule. I don't remember what it was. I can probably find this video somewhere, but I've seen it 2 or 3 times. It's an old video, probably from the 70s or 80s, I think. I can't remember for sure. But what they did was they put him up on the bar in the up position and had him work on the negative of just lowering himself down super duper slow, as slow as he possibly could, and they'd lift him back up.
yep,
And at the end of the 2-week period, whatever it was, I want to say it was 12 days, but it was about 2 weeks. He was able to do not just what he had to do, but many, many more pull-ups than he was
Yeah.
even had to do.
the thing with pull-ups and stuff like that is like, for example, most people in here who can't do them, they're not disciplined enough, and they're worried about their pride of other people seeing me. Let's just say me putting someone up there and they fight it down, and then I do it again, and they fight it down, and then I do it again, right? They don't see they're I don't know how to say, like, are they not ashamed? Yeah, ashamed, or they're worried about what people think, or this and that. They don't realize that, like, bro, if you have the discipline to do this shit, like, bro, give it a couple months. I mean, my pull-up game's supreme, you know what I mean? And that's exactly how I learned.
Doing negatives.
Yeah. Like, my buddy was just like, I'm like, I can't never do it, bro. Like, this is bullshit. I don't want all the homies to see you lift me up. I'm not a fucking baby. You know what I mean? Like, fuck that. You know, and every time before he would do it, I would be looking around in the yard like, all right, let's put me up there. Like, you know, and then, like, years, it takes time, obviously, but like you said, you know what I mean? Like, a couple months after that, I could get like 2. Or like a month after that, I could get like 2 or 3 on my own. I didn't do them every day. You know what I mean? Just did on like back day.
Yeah.
But then I'm like, all right, bro.
Then in the Marine Corps, we had to do, when I was a Marine back in the early 90s, we had to do pull-ups. That was part of the PFT. Like,
yeah.
So when I went in 93, you could do KIP pull-ups, which is kind of like the I don't know what they call them, but a CrossFit type pull-up.
Yeah.
Where you kind of do like.
Is that like a half muscle up or something?
No, you do like
the same. You know, it's kind of the same motion.
It's
as
the same
up.
motion where you kip your feet. It kind of looks like a kickworm. They do it in CrossFit all the time. But, I mean, you're basically just using your body's momentum. So I was in there in 93 to 97. 93, 94, I think about halfway through, I don't know, 95 or 96, where they said, okay, starting January 1st, we're only doing dead hangs, meaning your body has to go straight up, straight down, no swinging. People were like, I was getting 20 kips.
Yeah.
Or 16 to 20 kips. Dead hang, and that's all about rhythm.
Yeah.
So we go to dead hangs, and I'm at like 3.
Yeah.
So what I did was, and I could do 3 or 4 pull-ups. So every time, where the department that I worked in, the shop that I worked in, had these thick door frames. I would just reach up there every time I walked through the door and do 1 or maybe 2 pull-ups.
It's good for you, dude. Like, they're really. I haven't been doing them as often, but
I used to do them a lot back when I was before I even started high school.
Before the Pizza Hut.
Yeah, before the Pizza Hut. I had a 6-pack on my back. That's for how much I've done it.
What?
Have you ever seen that?
What?
You've never seen that?
No.
That's hot.
I think I got a picture. It's literally it's a 6-pack on my back. That's how much I did it.
I gotta see.
I had to look up the picture, but I did it so much. It was actually the only thing I could do. I mean, in my house, I had no weights, I had nothing. I just pull-ups and push-ups and sit-ups.
You know, so
the moral of this conversation was
the negative.
Yeah,
but
it's a positive about the negative.
It's a positive about the negative, so one time I went on vacation here a couple of years ago, and I met this guy from Florida, my age, 50-something years old, roughly. He was about 50. But he was a bodybuilder and had competed in bodybuilding, and you could tell the dude was jacked.
He was hot.
And we were, Eric Wolf, if you ever watch this.
We love you, bro.
Down in Florida somewhere. We were talking about this. We got on the subject of bench press, and I mean, dude's big. I mean, jacked.
He don't bench.
He asked me. We got in the conversation of bench press. I said I was benching like 365 around then, and he's like, "Oh man, I've only touched 315 like a couple times in my life."
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Really?" Because this dude's super muscular.
Hot.
And you know what? He kind of went to that time under tension. He said to me, like, his delts were huge, and he said, I use 5-pound dumbbells.
Yeah.
He said, but he said, your muscle doesn't know how much weight you have in your hand. It's what you do with that weight to make it heavier.
The time and the
time under
control
tension. So like when I'm benching 315 now, I had made a promise that after my shoulder surgery that I wouldn't bench over 315 again. My ego kicks that in the ass most of the days.
Mine too.
But what I do is I get that 315 and I just take it down super duper slow, pause on my chest, and then put it up, and it makes that 315 feel. In my head, my muscles are being tricked into thinking that it's more weight than it actually is.
Yeah.
Which probably helps my tendons and ligaments from getting stretched out and torn. So I don't know if that's true or not, but it sounds good to me. But the negative
It
is,
works.
it seems to.
Sounds good to me, and I own a fucking gym, man.
Yeah, I don't know anything about. I don't know if that has anything to do with it. I know some gym owners that know nothing about fitness at all. So
All right, so back and forth. What's going to happen in the future? What are we doing? Are we just like, I mean, I want to know how we're doing.
like with the podcast or just
Yeah.
like in general.
Terrible.
I know how-
awful.
I know where we could improve. I know there's a lot of things I like about it. I know that for me personally, like, it's starting to become therapeutic.
It is, yeah, and it's almost to the point now where in the beginning I wanted 1,000 listeners, and now I'm to the point where it's like I just enjoy the
technically-
conversation.
Technically, you do get 1,000 listeners.
Do we really?
But they're not watching full episodes or even partial. I mean, some of them are watching partial episodes.
Partials and sometimes fulls. It just depends. I mean, if you want to get down into the nitty gritty, I mean, you're every day you're gaining more viewers, and I mean the followers are not crazy right now, but viewer wise, you're constantly gaining. I mean, TikTok is always there. Every day I wake up, there's notifications.
Yeah.
Somebody new following and liking all of the videos, or the following on that one is going up. Facebook is your number one source to get to the Spotify and YouTube's Facebook.
Yeah.
And we're pretty up there on Facebook right now. I think we're at 1,000, almost 1,000.
Almost 1,000.
No, we ain't there yet.
I'm gonna look right now. If we're at 1,000, you take that damn shirt off right now.
No. But I don't know. So I mean, it's going good.
It is, but and
815.
I'm glad that people watch and I'm glad that people listen. I feel like
I'm grateful we're going on a diet.
we do a lot of stuff that maybe helps somebody. I think the areas that we can improve, especially myself, because I kind of feel responsible for this deal. Like it's, I said, hey, Otto, I want you to be on the podcast. This is my dream. And you're like, yeah, whatever your dream is, let's do it. And so I feel responsible to make sure that everything's taken care of, make sure we have guests lined up.
I bring nothing but my butt to the chair and my charm. You know what I mean?
Hey, that's all I needed
Bring
from
the
you.
nice toned muscles there. Okay,
I don't watch it to review myself because I'm scared.
Why?
I barely have social media now. Yeah, I mean, I made the TikTok literally to tag dumb videos or good workout videos, which turn, you know what I mean? So, and tag the podcast so that way more people would watch the podcast.
You mean
It'd be like-
TikTok? Not Snapchat. You said Snapchat.
Did I say Snapchat? I said TikTok, bro.
I don't know.
You said Snapchat.
I wasn't
But
paying attention.
Either or, you know what I mean? So
Yeah,
like,
and I'm really bad about TikTok. I have one, but rarely do I. Like, I get on there and it's like, you have 30 notifications.
yeah, 26 of them were from me. in the
Yeah,
past
you and a
24
couple
hours.
other people.
It's like,
Yeah.
over here, I don't have this social media. I'm over here, like, I got everything. I got TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Spotify, YouTube, all for the podcast.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm old, so I Facebook a lot. That's old folks.
It's working, though. I mean, that's where the most viewers are coming from.
I think we need to be reeled the fuck out in the next week or so.
Reels and TikToks.
Yeah, bro. Just
I need
hard,
to.
right?
It's
like,
so
look, we've said funny
hard,
shit,
man.
dude. We're funny.
No, I need to. I've been making a couple of them and putting them out there.
Flood
but
'em.
It's hard to flood them, first and foremost, Otto.
So
okay?
the other thing, though, about having guests on here, we were supposed to have a guest tonight, a football coach, one of Chance's friends that has a really interesting story. They had meetings come up that they couldn't get out of, so here we are. But I'm, there's people who have asked me about being on the podcast. If you think you have an interesting story,
Let us know.
yeah, let us know. And I mean,
Yeah, definitely get a hold of Dunham here on Facebook.
Or
Or
I'm always
YouTube,
here.
or YouTube, honestly, if you want to be on the podcast and you feel like you have something very interesting to talk about or say, comment on there. I mean, don't be afraid to comment on YouTube or Spotify, Facebook, any of that. Or if you're too afraid to be on camera and you just want the question to be answered, make sure you're putting questions out on YouTube and Spotify, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. All of those social medias, don't be afraid to at least comment on there. And if you don't want your name being mentioned, just say it and put the question on there. There's multiple ways you can put it.
I don't know, because this is all roads lead to the gym. And so I like gym stories, obviously.
Yeah.
But, not everything is about the lifting of the weights and running on the dumb treadmills or whatever. It's about I hate treadmills. Every gym owner, any independent gym owner would, if they could, would like to take the treadmills in the parking lot and burn them.
I don't think that that's necessarily true, because most gym owners, when a treadmill has a problem, they just pay to get it fixed. You order the part, take the motherfucker apart.
We broke.
Hey,
I'm from them streets.
And then bro, a couple of them when I first started working here messed up or something, and people were looking at me like, "You know how to fix it?" I'm like, "Fuck no, I don't know how to fix that shit." What
and people would come up to me and say, "Oh, I didn't know you had to work on treadmills."
And he would take them apart. And
I didn't, but I do now. I had to figure it out because there are so many people that think that we're getting rich over here.
No, you do a lot yourself.
No, if you want to get somewhere in this world, you got to learn how to do stuff yourself. You can't just be hiring people for $100 an hour the closest treadmill mechanics in Tulsa.
Yeah.
So what I did do was start buying treadmills with a warranty. So they do have to come from Tulsa to fix them, but I don't have to pay
Just
them.
the last couple, though, right?
Last 5, actually. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, every
Moving up.
Cybex treadmill out there, now they're out of warranty. Now I think there might be 1 or 2 that's still under warranty, but
They seem to they've been doing all right.
yeah, they're good treadmills. But man, what I was saying though, I got off topic.
So you appreciate me?
No,
I know, man.
Yeah, I don't appreciate it. Is the story is what I'm really interested in.
Yeah.
Me and Otto kind of we talked about this in the beginning, and man, I was a little panicked and in my feelings after the first couple. I don't think that y'all feel my vision or see my vision, and I was a little panicked. Yeah. And then my anxiety about it kind of wore off on you a little bit, and you got anxious about it.
Episode 2 or 3, right around that area, maybe even 4. Bro, I got weird about it, this thing. But first I'm like, I don't really care. Who gives a fuck what people think? And then I'm like, oh, shit, I fucking care. Oh, God. Yeah. And then it was and now we're at a cruise control. I'm comfortable with all this. I'm cool. It's starting to get real mellow.
But I want a product that people want to watch and want to listen to. Yeah. And I want a product, more importantly, that people can get something out of.
Yeah, 100%.
Because you know the old saying, everybody's heard it, be kind to everyone, because you don't know what other people are going through.
Yeah.
And every issue that we've had, we've talked about your past where you've done, went to prison, you lost your mom, you've had to start from scratch at 30-something years old. We even talked a little bit about, I don't think we were going to at one point. You've told me a little bit with just private conversations, and I don't mean to be putting your business on the street.
We have little talks in the office.
But I'm not trying to put it, you can edit this out if it's something that you don't want me to say. But
no, it's fine.
Bro, we know you were part of the cartel, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to be part of the cartel and used to do drug runs all the time.
He's kidding, by the way.
No, I'm totally joking.
Dressed as a Pizza Hut worker.
No, but you got left in Mexico, right?
I sure did.
Yeah, you were taken with some people you didn't even know when you were a little kid.
I was in pre-K. It's funny too because it's still on the same topic, but me and Dunham used to talk about this too. Is when you talk about stories like that, you're laughing and joking around.
Yeah, but it's fucking rough.
There's those people that have never been through that. I would say silver spoon per se.
Me.
And they would look at you and they'd be like, "What the fuck?
Yeah.
Are you okay?" And you're just like, "It's just normal."
It's life,
I
right?
say it's normal. This shit was normal to me.
Yeah.
So yeah, I got left in Mexico in pre-K, around pre-K, kindergarten, and the mother of my mom's boyfriend, whatever, however it went, tell me was like, hey, make sure you get home before the sun comes down, because the cartel will come and get you because you are white as snow. And
And you ain't even really white to me. I mean,
no,
you're
not
Mexican.
anymore. But I was.
Oh, yeah?
I was pretty white when I was a kid. I looked like a straight white boy, and they said that they see white people as they're rich.
Yeah.
And I didn't believe it at the time
Like a
until
meal ticket, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I didn't believe it at the time until I started going to school there. And there was just, oh man, it was like the best looking girl in that school, and she started talking to me out of nowhere. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And she every day, hey, can I have this? Can you give me some of this? Like money wise, like give me some more money for this.
What
and
did you
this
do?
and this.
Did you give it to her?
I'm broke, dude. What am I gonna give her? I just
Oh, let me ask my dad when I get home.
That's
buddy.
exactly what happened. I was like, let me ask my stepdad, and I'll get you some money. Then it got to the point I was just like, I ain't got it. I'm broke. And she's like,
I would have been like, I'll get it if you walk through the whole school holding my hand.
Dipped
Let everybody
out.
know I'm the man.
but
Do you remember her name?
no, I don't.
Bro, stop.
I
Yes,
don't.
you do, bro. We
I
gotta.
don't remember her name. I mean, she's in
That's-
Mexico. You'll probably never see her.
No, I just wanted you to like. I mean, I just assumed like
Rosia. I don't know.
Vicky Balaguer.
No, I don't know her name. But
Man, that was a good chance he could have just made something up that sounded like a beautiful.
He could have
Mexican.
came up with some hard shit, bro.
No, but so when they told me about not, leaving and getting home before sundown, I thought it was bullshit. I thought they were just trying to scare me because, like, as a kid, your mom tells you don't do this or this is gonna happen. And I had
Yeah.
that mindset like they're just trying to scare me. So I been devious. I went to my friend's house and it was sun coming down and I was still there. And their parents were like, you need to go home.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I'm
Not
sorry. I didn't
safe.
mean I was intruding or anything. And they were like, no, you need to go home. And I started going home, and I'm not even kidding you. There was a mountain up there, and there's a little flat top from the mountain. And there's like 6 trucks starting to come down the mountain. Not like they see me or anything, but they come down
Yeah.
to patrol and shit like that. They started coming down, and I was like, shit, this is actually probably real. So I started running home crying, scared as shit. I get home, and the reason why they came down is because my stepdad's cousin got thrown down the mountain because they finally paid his ransom. So they tied him up and
Savage.
threw him down the mountain. So he started coming back, and they were like boarders, shotguns. The farmers were holding their guns, waiting for them to come back. And I'm just sitting in the corner crying and shit, thinking this is me, and they're trying to come and get me. I didn't know the whole fucking story.
Yeah.
Yeah, all in all, it was pretty fucking rough.
Yeah.
Finally came back to America. I didn't know a lick of English.
Oh, for real?
Yeah. Didn't know a lick of English.
So your Spanish is on point.
No,
Negative?
No.
What?
No. It's actually worse now. It's construction Spanish now.
Oh.
If you do something for so long,
Yeah.
like how I did in Mexico, I spoke Spanish almost all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And when
But
I got
young people
when I,
Spanish
yeah,
too. You were young.
Yeah. So when I got back home, started going to school with English, English
Yeah.
speakers and shit like that. It kind of like I was so young already, so it just transferred to where I was speaking English on a daily now. And then I started forgetting how to speak Spanish. It's weird how it works, but
Because you're not giving it any attention.
Yeah,
You're not
yeah,
even like perfecting your craft.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, what's a 5-year-old know about
Exactly.
the language
Young-
anyway?
Yeah,
young
I mean, there
kid
was one
Spanish.
time my mom used to say that I spoke Spanish and English together at the same time.
But higher.
So
I was
now
like,
you in your day job you speak a lot of Spanish,
Yeah,
quite a bit,
a lot.
So
Does he?
Yep, there's about 6 Guatemalans I got to speak to.
So
Oh, you're talking about. Oh.
Yeah.
let me ask you
Okay.
this:
Residents.
when you dream, do you dream in Spanish or English?
Well,
I guess it depends on the dream, really.
do you
It's
ever.
mostly English, but there are some times that it is in Spanish. And funny story, one of them was me getting jumped by 5 Mexicans
Oh,
from the jail.
Blood in, blood
That was
out,
my-
bro.
That was my dream.
do you ever dream about the girl that you won't tell us her name that we know? that you know her?
She was in
no, I did
pre-K,
not.
bro.
It was pre-K. Yeah. No, I don't dream about Rosita.
I remember all my hand holders. You know what I mean?
Oh, dude.
Like a little kid, like hold this motherfucker.
Go, man.
No, that's crazy though, bro. Yeah, you've been through.
So, you know, we've all had some rough patches in our lives, the three of us.
And here we are at this.
You know,
gym.
we call Chance when he's here. He's a Silver Spoon kid. Really, he's not. I'm
But
not saying he's not ever had any hardships in his life.
Yeah, he's a grinder.
He is a grinder. He's a hard worker, and he's got great work ethic. And his parents raised a really good kid.
Yeah. It'd be different if he was like a cocky little
Yeah.
jackass.
My point is this,
But he's
though,
not.
like
he's cool.
everyone. It does not matter where you came from. You don't have to have grown up. You don't have to have been in Mexico getting chased by the cartel. You don't have to have been in prison. You know, you don't have to taken the path that I've taken.
Yeah.
Everyone has a story. And if you don't think your story is interesting, your story will inspire someone.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, yeah.
you know, maybe the fact that I got stuck under my house. And I know that's like a
And yeah, somebody on the other side is gonna be like, "Man, that just happened to me today." You know?
They're like, I'm under this motherfucker right now.
But everybody
Walk this
comes in to the gym to get a membership, and they see me out on the street, people that I know, and they say, "I got to do something. I got to do something." Well, do it.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
the thing that I would tell people, and you said, one of y'all said something earlier about they quit before they even get here.
Yeah.
That was Marco.
Yeah.
I know people who have told me that they have sat in the parking lot for 2 or 3 days, not straight, but like they
Came
they
in
decide I'm going to go to the gym Monday. They pull up Monday and they sit out in the parking lot for an hour trying to get the willpower to come in.
I think the hardest part for some people, I'd actually say me, when I first started wanting to work out, not here, but I had bad experiences in Wichita. And the hardest part is walking into the gym, seeing all these guys that are fucking just toned up and you're fat. And you go in there and you're just like, I'm not supposed to be here.
So
Like there's no
that
point.
is not this gym.
No.
Hell no.
You know, it is not this gym.
Like that's like some people, like I know a lot of people on this other side are going to agree with me. Like they come in here and they will overthink. People are staring at me like I'm not supposed to be here. I'm not fit like all these other people, and that's how I was for the most of my life. Not coming to the gym.
I really want to stay on this subject for a minute. This whole because I've been there. I think I talked about that in the very first episode. But man, I weighed 300 pounds, and it was a very I mean, not that you can make 300 pounds look good, but it was a very ugly 300 pounds of just, overeating, depression, feeling sorry for myself, finding every excuse. My wife had a membership here at this gym. It was called Cornerstone then, and she had a family membership, and she would come and work out, and she was, so supportive without – I'm the type of person that someone needs to say, get your fat ass up and go to the gym because you're going to die miserable. But, my wife, you know her well. You know her a little bit. She's very kind.
Yeah.
Meaning she would never disrespect me like that.
Yeah.
That she would look at as being completely disrespectful and would never say it.
Yeah.
But I'm the kind of person who needs that brutal honesty. But I mean, I would come in here a few times, very few. I would feel guilty about not ever coming and then making excuses all the time. Or maybe sometimes I'd be like, okay, today's the day. And I would come in and I would feel so judged.
Yeah.
Now, having been the owner and being in this gym and being with my friends and knowing everybody that I know in here, ain't nobody judging you.
Yeah.
In fact, those fit people that you talk about, which we have several fit people, but we have several people that aren't that fit that are working on it every day.
Yeah.
I think they would all tell you, like, let's say the fit people, you think you have flaws. You think you have a lot of flaws
Bruh.
in your body, right?
But yeah,
I mean,
And you would never know that just looking like how you are out there and stuff. You're like, man, I bet that dude just fucking.
oh, he's a very he's in his head big time. Right?
Not saying you are, but
No,
you know
yeah,
what
yeah.
I mean. I'd just sit there and be like, man, I bet he's loving fucking life right now with that
No.
beautiful fucking body, and he's sitting over here like
did you just call me beautiful,
fucking
Buck?
smart. Fuck yeah, that's a beautiful fucking body right
Thank you,
there.
bro.
You guys are cussing a lot today. I mean, a
All right,
lot.
good.
Hey, hold on. I
that was the
remember the first
point.
episode; it was fine, and
Yeah, it is fine. I'm just saying.
I know
a
it's
lot.
fine because I put children are not able to watch shit.
Yeah,
So
and our 4 viewers will love it for that. We're just being raw. You just
100,
said,
almost
I appreciate
200.
what you said, but yeah, bro, I am very.
But back to that though.
What about me?
I remember the
No, it's like,
I remember the first time me coming and with the Devin, and he was late or something, and I think like 3 guys I didn't even know just came up to me and started talking to me like, hey, what's up, man? You know, you come to work out or you know anything like that, or like, hey, you know, what are you doing today, or you know what I mean? And it was just like 3 random people, different times. I'm just like, it's pretty fucking cool here. And then going to work out, and you know, you got people that are like, hey, you know, good job or whatever. You know,
yeah,
it's just
everybody's welcome,
it's
bro.
so
Everybody's
mellow
welcome.
here.
Yeah, but I believe that starts at the top, right? And I do the same thing at my day job, where I'm the leader of the group of 35 employees,
One of the best leaders. I'm just gonna put that out there.
and I do the same thing there that I do here.
Yeah,
Is
it's true.
I don't care if it's day one. You are important to this organization, and I'm going to treat you with respect. And you're going to, you know, if you give respect, you get respect. I'm going to listen to you when you have concern. Now, there are times when, quite honestly, like I'm dealing with a budget issue or some major issue, and then someone who's worked there a couple of months, they come in to tell me their problem.
yeah,
I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes it's like, not that it's beneath me, but like I don't have time for this. But I still listen because that is their trauma or their issue at the time, and it is very important to them.
Yeah.
And so I try to listen, and then I help them out in any way I can. I may pass it along to someone, one of my somebody who works
Yeah.
under me to help with that situation. But I take the same philosophy here. The people that are members of this gym, they are this gym.
yeah.
Without them, there is no gym.
All of them.
It's just me and you. It's just me and you without customers. Me, you, and Julie and Sally, you know, and Cedric.
Yeah,
We have. Well, you won't be here because I'm gonna have no money to pay you. So
well, I'll work out.
they are this business, and they're just as important. It doesn't matter if you started yesterday or if you've been here forever, and it doesn't matter if you're fit or if you're overweight or you think you're too skinny or you're too weak or whatever the case may be. Every person that comes in here is important to this business, and so I think that is one thing that I never had to tell you. You excel at customer service.
Here.
Here.
Yeah, because I mean, I love these people, bro. Like, for real. And I seen how you were with all these people and your connection with them and your relationships with them and how you coach them on things you do know and how you help explore the things they want to know that you don't know. You know what I mean? And I'm like, oh, this is like probably one of the best things in my life I've ever been a part of. It's definitely the most, like, you know, people are like, when you're a kid, I want to do something that changes lives or anything like that. Like, I don't know. I lived pretty fucked up and made a lot of, pardon my language, made a lot of bad choices. But this is the thing right now in my life that out of my entire lifespan, I'm changing more lives. Whether it just be me being nice or I get texts like him on like, man, I want to look like you. What do you eat and what do you do and da-da-da-da-da. And so, like, even, you know, I just try and, like, walk some people through, even though I'm no professional.
I sent Otto all of my workout videos.
Yeah.
Sent me a single one.
Yeah.
He definitely don't want to look like me. Like, no,
But yeah, I'm proud to be a part of it, and we care about everybody who comes here, no matter what.
That's the biggest thing, because
Yeah.
that helps so much. Even with like somebody with my mindset, thinking somebody's going to judge you, or if you're going to do something wrong, you're going to be laughed at, any of that. And being, the type of people you guys are, when somebody like me comes in the gym and you're all, excited, happy, like you've known me forever,
Yeah.
helps so much for somebody like that. They'll come in and they're got millions of things in their head. They're like, I'm probably just going to go to the treadmill. Like, I don't want to go here. I don't want to go there. I don't want people to make fun of me like, shit, I'm like the fattest one here. And then you got somebody walking in like, hey, what's up, man? Like, how you having a good day today? And
what are you doing today? Yeah.
What are you doing today? And you're just like, boom, everything's gone. You know what I mean? That's how I am, at least, and it helps me every time I come to this gym. Even with Devin here and stuff like that. Besides Devin being here, that helps a lot. Like all these people just coming up and talking to you or helping you out. Not saying it needs to be 24/7, you know what I mean? But just that little conversation goes so far.
Yeah, that's interesting to me because, you said yesterday, you kind of you and Julie were talking out there about how people look to me and her, look at us in a certain way. I don't feel that. Like, and I don't need to feel that.
Yeah,
but
it's the same way with me. That he's like, oh, and I'm like, bro, what are you talking about?
I'm just a dude, bro. Yeah. Like, because we never intended for this job, this gym to be what it has become. We wanted to just keep the doors open because we loved it here.
Yeah.
And we just hoped to break even. That was our hope. And even if it cost us a little bit, we were hoping we could just keep the doors open. And it's done okay. It's done, we're not getting rich, but we're doing okay. But for someone to look up to me, I don't want to be a role. If I can be a role model, that's great. But that's not my intention because, according to the BSI, I am morbidly obese. I'm not what a lot of people would think a gym owner should look like.
Yeah.
But I don't care because I'm not doing it for those people who want to judge me. I'm doing it for the people who have hardships in their life, who have been through some things, and this is some way that they can get. For me, it's more mental health than anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I look up to you for a different reason. I look up to you because I haven't accomplished a lot in my life, and I see you with your things that you've already accomplished, and the fact that you don't even let the dust settle from one accomplishment or task or project. Soon as before the dust even settled, you're like, I want to do this, and then I can guarantee you within a couple of days or a week, that's already set in motion, and then within a certain amount of time after that, whatever that is that you just like popped into your head gets done. And a lot of times you do it yourself, like physically do it yourself, whether it be building something or getting people together to do something or an event or this or that. Like I don't see that when I was growing up. I didn't see that a lot in the people around me, like doing productive things and accomplishing them, and then, you know what I mean, and then changing other people's lives. So that's why you're my role model. And like people are like, I've gotten it once or twice.
Cringy to me, like I'm scared to be someone's role model.
And a lot of people, I'll be honest, like in the time that we've developed this relationship, like there's people who I don't associate with, but I talk to in like the criminal lifestyle. And they're like, yeah, bro, your best friend, the cop, da-da-da-da-da. And I'm just like, bro, you're not doing shit, bro.
They're still stuck in that.
Like, you're not doing nothing, dude.
They're still stuck in that cycle.
I'm like, this dude's 50 years old. He's hitting big weight and building shit and changing lives. Like, bro, what are you doing? You ride a bike, homie.
I was kind of saying this to say, yesterday I'm in here not particularly feeling well about myself because I'm on a diet because I feel fat again.
Our diet is killing me right now.
And there was a kid that came in here, I believe his name's Rodney. He's been coming here for a while. Super nice guy. He comes in, he gets after it, he's fit. Mm-hmm. I don't know how strong he is because I don't really pay that much attention to what he lifts, but he's fit and he comes in and puts in the work. And he was paying, he had given his information to Julie and she was in the office and he says, man, how much you bench? He's like, man, you are like, you got so much muscle in you. And I was like,
Since you
it's funny how those little things,
yeah, they feel
those
good,
little
dude.
things. So, and I don't do this arbitrarily. Like, I don't just say it for the sake of saying it. If I see somebody in here getting after it,
Yeah,
hey,
big respect. Yeah.
hey, I'm watching you. You know, I see you out there. And, man, there was a video on YouTube or Instagram. I had it at one point where this lady said she had all the she was, you know, overweight. She had some medical issues that put her in a bad position where she gained some weight, and she had felt like she was made fun of multiple times. And this might make me get emotional because I've watched this video a few times and it gets me every time. And she notices this really fit guy, and he'd looked at her a few times when she was working out. And she went to leave about the same time he was leaving, and he was driving. He was pulling out of the parking lot as she was walking out, and he rolled down his window, and she said, he started to talk to her, and she said, "Here it comes. I'm getting ready to get made fun of because I'm big."
No one's ever made fun of you for crying. So
No, I know. Yeah. It's happening, by the way, if you can't see it. You think no one's ever made fun of me for being big? Because they have.
no, I said for crying.
Crying, yeah.
That's real shit, bro.
But when she's like, okay, here it comes. Add to the pile of shit that people have said to me that hurt my feelings. And
She said that to him.
No, she's thinking that
Yeah.
as he
Yeah.
starts to talk. And he says, hey, I saw you in there getting after it.
Yeah.
And I'm proud of you, and you keep it up. And so when I see someone getting after it, it does make me proud of them.
And you do tell
And
them
I do tell them.
on a daily basis. Or at least a weekly basis, whatever. There's always someone who you will be doing whatever we're doing, and you're like, man, they're really getting out. I'm gonna go tell them. You know what I mean? Like whether it be a stranger, bro. Like you just pull. Hey, they take everyone's. I see you, dude. You're doing. I see you doing what you're doing. Like you're killing it. And then that person like lights up, dude.
Oh yeah, that's the best thing ever.
And I guarantee you, they don't skip the gym for the next however so long because he did that. You know what I mean?
Well,
Like,
and the intention is not. The intention is to give them props for doing it because I don't say it to just everybody. I mean, if you're not out, if you're in here
yeah.
taking pictures, sitting on the bench and putting some quote of how you're gonna whatever, some inspirational quote on Facebook, and then get up and leave, I'm not gonna say I see you working out hard. I'm not. I'm just gonna, the ones that are getting after it are gonna get the praise, and the ones who aren't, and that's real. I'm not gonna praise you for coming sitting on your ass looking at your phone.
Yeah, but
I
we're
call it
also
thumb day.
But even if that person does come and do that, like we're not hating on that person either.
Yeah.
Like we just don't.
If you want to come sit on your phone and
there's a lot of members
do
here.
it,
You know what I mean?
do that.
Everybody's comfortable to do whatever they want to do.
You know, maybe this is just a place where you find a little bit of peace,
Yeah.
where you can come and get away for a little bit, or
Take a dump. Use the Wi-Fi.
or like that person sitting in the parking lot. Maybe the next step is coming in.
Yeah.
And you don't know what to do. And I say, people who don't know what to do, you can always tell when the new member comes in. They walk around the gym for a while, and then they go get on the treadmill. For 20 minutes, and then they leave.
What's the only thing we?
Because I mean, all you do is push start,
Yeah.
and you pick a speed that fits you, and that's what you do. But
I've only been on it one time.
a treadmill.
Yeah.
I've spent my fair share of time on treadmills, but I'm not against treadmills. I would much rather walk outside. My cardio I like is steady state cardio, meaning that I just get my heart rate up and just keep it there for 30 to 45 minutes. That seems to work well for me.
So that's a big question for everybody, you know, that's just now starting to come to a gym. If they don't know what to do, what do you think they should firstly do when they get in the gym and not know anything about weights?
Well, and I told Otto that we might talk about some workout plans today. The first thing, the best advice I ever got was from one of our members who said, just come in. I asked him, you know, because he had a great routine. How do you know what to do? And he's like, bud, just come in here, move some weight around for a while, and you'll figure it out. Good advice. Probably not the advice that I would give. you have a couple options. Number one, you have the personal trainer option.
Yep.
Not everyone has the money to do that. Although I know Devin is actively looking for clients right now. So hit him up, Devin Packett, if you can hack it with Packett. You see
Yeah,
it. He's the truth, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a really good dude. But you need to,
You got to have money.
yeah, and you got to push if you're gonna work out with him. You
Yeah.
got to push yourself as well.
Yeah, he's just going to tell you what to do and how to do it. He's not going to do it for you.
Yep.
And he's not the yelling type. He's not going to yell at you. and
But he
tell you-
does praise you because I'll be lifting something. I'm like, yeah, that's too light. Let's go. Let's do it more. He's like, fuck yeah, let's go then. Good shit.
Yeah. Those who don't have the money or even want to get a personal trainer, YouTube is a great resource. So for me, I think, are you texting people over here, right?
I honestly, not like I wasn't like
Ordering food.
No, it's been an hour and a half.
Oh, is it? Well,
We're all right.
we'll be wrapping up soon.
No, we're
but,
good.
I just want to get this on here. Like YouTube, you can find plenty of workouts on YouTube.
He's like,
You can. I mean, I've learned a lot. So people, I am fascinated by bench press, probably because I've been pretty decent at it, and so I've studied it. But you can find literally thousands of videos on how to bench press. And I've learned a little bits and pieces here and there until I found what works for me. But I break mine down into push-pull days and leg days. My leg days are push and pull. So what that means is things that you push with your legs, like a sled, like the leg press, a squat, a leg extension. Those are pushing legs, and pulling legs is like a leg curl,
yeah,
things like that.
hamstrings.
Yeah. But most people just do legs all in one day. I do mine. So my weight routine is 6 days a week, 2 leg days, 2 push days, and 2 pull days. And Wednesday is my day off from lifting. Now, when you get into the upper body part, the pull days are, I mean, just think about it. Like if you're using your bicep, you're pulling.
Lateral raise.
If you're using your back, lat pull downs, you're pulling. But a lat raise, you're pushing. That's a push.
Is it a push?
It is a push.
Are you sure?
Yes,
What is a tricep extension?
that is a push.
Yeah.
And a bicep curl is a pull.
I think that a lateral raise is a pull.
Maybe. I always work my shoulders with my chest and tries as pushing.
Yeah.
And then biceps and back is pulling.
Yeah. I always do my lateral raises with my,
On pull days.
yeah. But then like shoulder, like press. would
Shoulder
be like
press.
a push day.
Okay.
I do
Maybe.
whatever Packet tells me to do.
But I mean, I would tell you, look up if you want to. We're getting way advanced, kind of,
We're
probably
good.
for people who are beginners. But
Don't worry, I'm a
look
beginner
up
too. So
push days, weightlifting push days, and you'll find a plethora of exercises.
Yeah.
Weightlifting pull days, you'll find exercises. Legs.
Sorry, I didn't mean to
Go ahead.
interrupt. My advice is like, that's a more advanced routine for someone who chooses to be here all the time. You know what I mean? So like, for someone who can only make it 3 days a week, maybe 4 days if they're super lucky, like usually my advice would be to pick 2 muscle groups that somewhat go together, and maybe 4 or 5 different workouts for each. Minimal, you know what I mean? Come in and knock those out, and then the
And
next day.
I think it's important too that we say like the beginner rep range is usually like 3 to 5 sets of 10 to 12.
Yeah. But like a chest and tricep day, like, and we've been on those routines before. I mean,
Right.
I don't know if you have. I know
yeah.
you have. And I did it for years. So like chest, triceps, back and biceps, and then legs or whatever. And it kind of goes in with, it's similar to the routine, but I don't know.
Yeah. Again, consult your doctor or a personal trainer before starting it. We're not going to be responsible for you getting hurt. But I'll tell you, one time I got into, I ordered some workouts online from Dr. Jim Stepani. He's a very, very fit bodybuilder, and he's in his probably 60s now and still super duper fit. But he had a thing called 100s, and I did that for a while. But what it was is a full body exercise every day.
Yeah,
So
I've heard of those too.
you pick like a quad exercise, and you do 100 reps. So you pick a weight, like say a leg extension. That's a quad exercise. You do you pick a weight that you can do 30 to 40 times. Then when you stop, you wait about 15 to 20 seconds, and you keep going. You keep the count going until you get to 100. So now you've done your leg for the day. And then you might do a glute exercise. You pick a bicep, a tricep exercise, and a bench press and a back exercise. I say bench press, a chest, back, bis, tris, legs, glutes, and abs.
That high rep range and hitting everything like that, and then going back and hitting it a lot sooner than later. Like,
so you're going to do it again the very next day,
and you're
going to do a different leg exercise. So it might be like curls the next day.
Yep. Which, I mean, if you ask me what I think that would do to somebody, let's just say, for example, you're wanting a change. You know what I mean? Like that high rep range and that like hitting so many different things. So like maybe when you branch off to start doing your own thing, that's not a bad thing to look at, because you got to think you're giving all those muscles so much attention at a high rep range, and then the next day, like, you're giving similar attention to right around those same areas. Like, you do that consistently, like, your body will physically, you'll be able to see physical changes.
The part about it that was rough for me, that I just couldn't maintain it, was I think partially my age, was my body could not recover fast enough.
I was going to say, bro, like, I'm 35, and that would be...
I think I made it a good 3.5 weeks, and I was starting to see some changes, but I was having a hard time recovering, because I need, there's 3 days minimum between my chest days.
Me too, yeah.
And 3 days minimum between all my exercises,
or I get hurt,
and I have to take those 3 days, because it just takes that long for my, muscles are not built in the gym.
Yeah, in the bedroom.
It takes me about 3 days for my legs to get back to.
Oh yeah, when you first start, you probably don't get real sore anymore, right?
I do.
You do?
Yeah.
So I don't get real sore anymore like I did in the beginning. Like, a lot of times people have their first day, they come in here and they're like, I'm going to do squats. Let's see how much we can do. And they push it.
And they're trashed.
They feel heavy that day. The next day they're sore.
Yeah.
But that third day,
you can't even sit on the toilet.
I was going to say that going to the bathroom, it's a trust fall to the toilet seat. You're just like,
you got to have
my hand down. I put my hand down and come down real slow.
Just risking it. Like,
oh, man.
So what I always tell people, and I think this is really good advice for everyone who's just starting, is do not test your limits in the first month.
No, just the marathon. Continue. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, come in here. You didn't get out of shape in one day. You're not going to get in shape in one day. It is going to take a long time, and then you have to. They say fitness is rented, and rent is due every day. But it takes time. So start out slow. Do something that is not super duper strenuous. Like if you're going to do squats, do 3 sets of 8 to 10 with about 50% of what you need.
Yeah.
You're still going to be sore. I crave some soreness now that I don't get.
Yeah.
And it will eventually go away, but in the beginning, it hurts so bad, people give up. They get so sore, they just quit. And, don't let soreness be the reason you don't come. Take some ibuprofen.
Stretch,
yeah. Ice.
I don't
Don't
stretch.
kill yourself in the beginning.
Take an ice bath. Talking about ice bath, I told Devin, because he said he never took an ice bath before. I told him he needs to come over.
You're going to draw him a bath?
So I can make a video of him doing an ice bath.
Yeah.
I have a whole tub thing outside.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because of the farm.
Do you think if you told him to take all of his clothes off that was part of the deal? That
I'm
he
gonna
would
try.
do?
I'm gonna see what he says.
Oh shit!
It's the cold water, bro. I promise.
You gotta go straight in boxers, man. It's not really gonna hit you right if you don't go with boxers.
Looks like a double belly button. Well, all right, dude. What's
man.
next?
Hey, man, I think we've got a lot of back and forth today,
Yeah,
and I think
a lot of reels to
we
be
probably
made.
maybe
Not a
bore
real-
some of this stuff probably be boring to some people, and you know, it's funny because I had one listener. I don't remember which episode it was, but we got to talking about exercises and lifting weights and things of that nature, and she said, "Man, you had me. I was digging the story and everything, and you just lost me talking about the weightlifting and stuff." And then my sister, she got to listen to the first few episodes before she, 5 or 6 episodes before she passed. But she was getting into lifting weights, and she was like, "The stories are great, but I need more about lifting weights. I need to know more about lifting weights and programs and how to do this." And so, hopefully we got a little bit in here for everybody today. I've got some people. So I'm making a commitment today that I'm going to try to keep the scheduled guests out 3 weeks in advance. So you guys hold me to that.
Yeah.
For surely, because
Yeah.
I do hold you to stuff when it comes to fuck.
Yeah.
I come after him.
So he does.
Like the reels, we're holding you.
Yeah, come after me for it.
So, all right, everybody. Otto, man, I appreciate it. I know you're starving. I'm hungry.
I got some Mexican food to go to, but go to. Last things last though. Make sure you guys put questions out on YouTube, Spotify, Facebook, whatever it is. If you have any type of questions that you want them to answer, put them on there. It'll whatever you want answered, you can put it on there, and as well as if you want to be on the podcast, if you're in the Independence
Hey, let's
area.
put this out there too. Sometimes things just pop into my head and I say them, and they may be good and they may not. What if we brought someone in here on the podcast who has never been to the gym before,
That would be good.
and they really want to start somewhere?
That would be good.
And we bring them in here and we get to the root of why they want to be here, what their goals are, and we help them out.
Hey, we'll
We
start here.
encourage
If you've never been to the gym, comment down below and say you want to come to the podcast. We'll invite you here.
Yeah, and then we'll hook you up with a membership and we'll see what happens.
There you go.
And you will see that the gym culture is not what you see or what you think it is. It is actually,
We love you.
yeah, for real. We want everybody to succeed.
We want you inside of here,
That's right.
inside the gym.
I've said it before. We're on Facebook, Spotify, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. There's 2 other ones I don't know about, but I still post it to those. It's like iHeartRadio or something like that. And like,
We're on iHeartRadio?
it's like Samsung.
Are you kidding me? We're on iHeart.
No, this what it's what it's called. I'll have to look it up. I'll show you guys up. I'll show you guys after the
He's
episode.
just putting us all over this.
It's Samsung something, and then like you can go on your Samsung like podcast or whatever, and it pops up. And there's
You have
some
a
stuff like
Samsung?
that.
Yeah, I don't know anything about that.
I'll show you it. But yeah, main thing: Spotify and YouTube are our full episodes. TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook TikTok and Instagram are short videos of what happened on the podcast, like the funny parts and stuff like that. And Facebook will be the updates if you want to know when the next podcast is coming out.
And links. It'll link you to
Yeah,
the podcast.
there's a whole link on there for it. Actually, every single one of them have a link. But make sure you tune in.
All right, everybody. Thanks. We'll talk to you next week.
We love you.
Peace.